Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Getting ready for football in warm South Florida. Let's find out how warm it is on the field. Here's Pam Oliver.
Well, Sam, the Dolphins were hoping that this weather would play a big factor in this game, impacting the visitors. But the Packers may have caught a break. We've got us some cloudy skies and a bit of a breeze, making the temperatures here in Miami bearable. Mike McCarthy had a plan coming in, and he's going to stick to it. He was going to rotate his running backs. Wide receivers just have to throw up a hand if they need a breather. Linebacker Clay Matthews, he also told me that the front seven will also be in a heavy rotation. Sam, it is hot down here. Don't get me wrong now, but it is not a dry heat. Back to you.
Thanks, Pam.
Well, thank you, Pam. Sam, the greatest thing, talking to Mike McCarthy yesterday, we were talking to him about those rotations. He said, I'll tell you one thing, I'm not rotating my quarterback. Smart man.
Packers are 3-2. Dolphins are 2-2. Crowd is alive. A lot of Packer fans here. The Dolphins won the coin toss, elected to defer, and Caleb Sturgis kicks it off. And this one goes through the end zone for a touchback to DeWanda Harris. And the Packers will start from the 20, and here comes the man we're talking about. 100th NFL game with 200 touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers.
And the thing that impresses me most, and I think everybody that watches this man play, the 53 interceptions. All right, there's a lot of guys who've thrown 200 touchdown passes, but the way he protects the ball while also pushing it down the field, unparalleled.
Last two games, 7 touchdown passes, no interceptions. In fact, he hasn't thrown an interception in his last 4 games. Starting in the shotgun. Everyone out. Rodgers quick outside. Davante Adams slips a man and is out of bounds up at the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play. Check out the Packers offensively. The yards aren't there, but the points are there.
And really, stats will really fool you when you're looking at the Green Bay Packers, because what they do, they score points and they hold their opponents down. Last time I checked, that's the name of this game.
That's it. 319! Off the play fake. He throws and completes to Adams again. First down. Up at the 43-yard line. Quick strike to the rookie, Davante Adams.
Well, this is a guy, you can see it happening before our eyes. The trust is starting to be there for Aaron Rodgers, and the rookie from Fresno, Davante Adams. He's a guy with a lot of skill. Aaron Rodgers likes him. He's starting to trust him more, and that's paying off for the Green Bay Packers.
10 catches coming in, including his first NFL touchdown catch, and 2 quick ones already this afternoon. A gain of 18 on that last play. And the first run of the game, Eddie Lacy with a short pickup, and the Dolphins thrown back, led by Jelani Jenkins, who's starting at middle linebacker today.
And you look at these Miami Dolphins, a good defense. It's hard sledding against them, but they got some guys back, and strength up the middle is so important. Randy Starks, have him back after missing a game at the tackle. Koamisi at the linebacker, and Rashad Jones at the safety position back from a 4-game suspension.
There's 2nd and 9. The fake again. Jordy Nelson with his first catch. Good stiff arm, and he gets close to a first down. Jordy Nelson is one of those guys, you know you have to account for him. I don't know if he gets the proper respect.
Well, I think you make a really good point. This guy's leading the NFL in both receptions and yards, and here's why. It's the yards after the catch. He's also so explosive. People don't give him enough credit for his speed, and they better start.
Eddie Lacy on first down straight ahead. Dolphins strong in the middle. The play was whistled down. Jelani Jenkins leading the defensive charge for the Dolphins.
We talked about that strength of the middle. Watch Starks hold up on that double team. Here comes Jelani Jenkins, Rashad Jones, just the guys we're speaking of. They feel very good. Joe Philbin, I thought, made a great point. Really good defenses are strong up the middle. They've got that back in those 3 guys.
Hey, Mayday, 5-5 right, Mayday.
Again, Lacey this time tries to go outside, and he's grabbed and hauled down by Olivier Vernon. The defensive end did a nice job fighting off the block.
Olivier Vernon does a great job of doing what you want to make Eddie Lacy do. Go sideline to sideline. You don't want him going north and south because he gets to that second level and safeties are making business decisions.
Miami Dolphins good against the run. Now a passing situation for the Packers on 3rd and 8. They spread the offense as Lacey's in the slot to the left. Rodgers runs it on a quarterback draw. And he leans forward, and he may have gotten enough with that last little lunge to get a first down. Rashad Jones on the tackle.
I want you to look at this. That's what Aaron Rodgers saw. No one in the middle. He's athletic enough to take about it, but the football above the neck. He checked to that. He saw the middle wide open. You're going to give him that. He'll take it all day long.
Aaron Rodgers needed 8, got 8. First down Packers at the Dolphins 37. Rodgers looks around and throws in, completes it to Randall Cobb inside the 10. That's a beautiful mix for the Packers.
It really is. They're starting to spread the football, which we've seen the Packers do so well. Cobb, tremendous at that route. Right there, the corner route. And Aaron Rodgers so accurate.
Gain 28 on the play. First and goal at the 9-yard line. Packers have been outstanding in the red zone this season, scoring 13 touchdowns on 18 trips. The play fake to Lacey. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jordy Nelson. Wow. You talk about precision. And the Packers march down 80 yards.
Well, Mike McCarthy, we were talking about the respect. Does Jordy Nelson get it? And he said, I don't think he does all the time. And a big part of that is Eddie Lacy. The Dolphins saw Eddie Lacy run for 113 yards last week versus Minnesota. They respect the run. That leaves Jordy Nelson wide open. And when you leave guys wide open, Aaron Rodgers will expose you.
13th touchdown pass thrown by Aaron Rodgers, number 5 of the season, caught by Jordy Nelson. Mason Crosby for the extra point try as Aaron Rodgers takes a breather. And the Packers with an outstanding start to the game. Aaron Rodgers leading the way. And Jordy Nelson on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine.
Well, you watch play action and what it does to safeties. They got quarters coverage right here on Jordy Nelson. Rashad Jones, remember, out for 4 games. Good player, but you've been out for a while. You just forgot about Jordy Nelson. He left his buddy Brent Grimes out there. But that's what happens when you get a running game going. People have to respect the run. Leaves Jordy Nelson wide open.
Second time this season, Packers have had an opening drive for a touchdown. First one was against the Bears. The idea is to stay cool on the sideline. Sun comes out and it's strong. Mason Crosby kicks it off. And on the return, it's Jarvis Landry. The rookie breaks it outside. He's got great speed. Crosby is there. He leaps over him. Crosby got a piece. Great return by Jarvis Landry. Landry gives the Dolphins great field position.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Take a look at this kickoff return. Jarvis Landry didn't have to do much. He had a gaping hole. And Dorsey right here just brought up from the practice squad. He's got to stay outside. He's got to contain that football. Landry saw a big gap and just took it. Tremendous job by Mason Crosby saving the touchdown.
54 yards on the return for Jarvis Landry, who's had a couple of good ones. He had a 74-yard return earlier this season and a 40-yard return. And there is the young man in his third year as quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill. And as you said, this is an important game for him, a good test for him.
Yeah, you want to become a better quarterback. You want to increase your standing in this league. Go ahead and beat Aaron Rodgers. What a great opportunity for him. He knows that they got to play to their strength, and his strengths in my mind. Play action passing, got to get that run game going.
They start from the Packers 49, three wide receivers right. He goes left to the man out of the backfield. Lamar Miller slips a tackle and goes out of bounds at around the 40-yard line.
One thing the Miami Dolphins do very well is run the football. They spread you out and they run it right up the middle. And you see Green Bay, they struggled mightily early in the year against the run. They've improved of late. It's going to be an interesting matchup to watch.
No Sean Moreno ready to play. He got hurt in the second game of the season after he had a huge opening day of 134 yards. Off the fake, Tannehill keeps, and he's got a first down. Stole a page out of Aaron Rodgers' book.
And this is something I think they need to do with Ryan Tannehill. He plays better when they allow him to use his athleticism. He's reading Clay Matthews on the edge right there. Clay Matthews crashes down. He's going to keep it, use that athleticism, a former college wide receiver. First down, Dolphins.
Now the Packers have struggled on run defense this season, John. Here's Miller. It's across the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Micah Hyde in on the tackle. Gain of 3 for Lamar Miller.
And Sam, I think a lot of those struggles on run defense, they're playing really a different style of defense. They're going heavy with the linebackers. No more B.J. Raji, Ryan Pickett, the big 300-plus pound guys in the middle, more penetrating. Of late, I've seen them play better run defense. They're starting to find their run fits in this defense.
On 2nd and 7. Charles Clay, the tight end, shifting to the right side. Tannehill being hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Big hit by Julius Peppers. Man, when that guy hits you, you know it.
For anyone who thinks Julius Peppers is a little long of tooth, has lost his game, just watch him. Last week, incredible interception return, but this is what he does best. Gets after quarterbacks, and the Packers do it very well under Dom Capers, their great defensive coordinator.
It'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Julius Peppers, very impressive numbers, sacks and interceptions. He's quite an athlete and has made a good shift from defensive end to linebacker this year. Tannehill throwing deep, incomplete, overthrew Deion Sims, the tight end, down the sideline. So the Dolphins stall, but the field goal kicking unit comes out. Caleb Sturgis will be trying a long field goal, his season long, 51 yards. In pregame warmups, he was trying it from the other side of the 50-yard line.
65-yarder he made in pregame warmups. Impressive.
This one would be 53 yards. John Denny, the long snapper. The holder is Fields, and we've got movement and flags up front. Joe Philbin, the head coach of the Dolphins, a former assistant coach with the Packers. And there is Mike McCarthy, the head man of the Packers. Long discussion. Bill Vinovich is our referee today. His 6th year as a referee, 9th year as an NFL official.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Now this was in pregame warmups. That was a 65-yard attempt. It had the distance. So they moved it up. It's still 4th and 3. And this one will now be a 48-yard try. And it's on the way, and it is good. Caleb Sturgis with the strong leg, a 48-yard field goal. The Dolphins get 3 on the board. Now they have to find a way to stop Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by your next truck, Ford F-150. By Burger King. For a limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Glad you're with us in South Florida for the NFL on Fox. Aaron Rodgers awaiting a return to the field after a good opening drive. And the Dolphins, despite good field position, had to settle for 3 points.
And against a lot of people, 3 points is good enough. Against the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, as well as he's playing, you got to score touchdowns.
Another strong kick by Caleb Sturgis, and the Packers will start from the 20.
Saw Rodgers come out of the gate firing that Dan Marino-like release so quick, and then the touchdown to Jordy Nelson, who's just been phenomenal. The Packers really clicking on that first drive.
Interesting dynamic between Aaron Rodgers and head coach Mike McCarthy. The head coach wants to run the football, and Aaron Rodgers wants to throw the football.
Well, Aaron Rodgers last week pointed out that first down they haven't been good enough, and we said, how do you fix that? He said, that's easy. You be more aggressive, you throw it. We talked to Mike McCarthy. He says, no, we need to run it better. So we'll see who wins out.
James Starks in at running back for the Packers. And carries. And is brought down by Olivier Vernon. Kurt Menefee's got an update. Let's go to the studio in L.A. Kurt?
All right, with Reggie Bush out with an injury, third down back, Theo Riddick getting an opportunity to show what he can do, and he shows well here. 41-yard reception down to the 9-yard line. 2 plays later, he would score, and they lead Minnesota 7-0. Sam, John, and Pan.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Lions trying to bounce back from a tough loss last week. 2nd and 9 for the Packers. And not much there. Dolphins tough to run against. Earl Mitchell with the first hit.
That's just really good defense. You watch up top, Cameron Wake at the end of the line of scrimmage. He's going to set that aids, saying you're not getting outside, and then Earl Mitchell fighting off the block, extending, getting off the block, and being stout up front. Really good run defense by the Miami Dolphins.
There's a 3rd and 9 for the Packers. Andrew Quarlison at tight end. Rodgers gets time and completes it to Davante Adams, who spins for a first down. Boy, the rookie from Fresno State, who led the nation in receptions last year, looking good.
Well, the rookie just schooled the veteran, because Cortland Finnegan, your help is inside. Instead, he gets his eyes off the receiver. And instead on Aaron Rodgers, and Davante Adams puts a nice in and out move on him, and Aaron Rodgers so accurate delivering.
6 for 6 to start the game. James Starks forced outside, forced back. Great defense up front by the Dolphins. Jelani Jenkins leading the way. He's had a strong start to this game.
Well, he's a guy that I really like. He has stood out. Watch him shoot the gap. Penetration kills run games. James Starks has to go sideline to sideline, and here comes the posse to clean it up. That's where the Dolphins are very good. They penetrate extremely well, and they run to the football. They play hard on defense.
Loss of 3 on that play. Eddie Lacy back in for the Packers at running back. Rodgers again gets time. Now he moves out. Nobody open. And he slides down at the 31-yard line.
And that's just good coverage down the field. Aaron Rodgers buys himself time. He does what he does best, extends the play, but no one's open. Brent Grimes, they're playing some zone. Great job by Jenkins. Great coverage by the Miami Dolphins, stumping even Aaron Rodgers.
That was one of the Dolphins' biggest fears, about letting Rodgers extend plays like that.
They respect him in the pocket. They think he's even tougher outside of it.
Here's 3rd and 11. Pressure this time, and they got him. Cameron Wake, the big pass rush man for the Dolphins, gets there to sack Aaron Rodgers.
Cameron Wake going to come off the edge, and Brian Bulaga, Kevin Coyle, the defensive coordinator, told me before the game, he put on the film from 2 years ago. Cameron Wake beat Bulaga for 2.5 sacks on that day. He did it to fire Cameron Wake up. It looks like it worked.
Yeah, it did. His first sack since opening game for Cameron Wake. And the Packers forced to punt. Tim Mastay to kick it away. Bryant is blocked. And the Dolphins have it at the 16-yard line. Jonathan Freeney bursts through and blocks Tim Mastay's punt.
You just have to make plays. He comes through Lattimore's block of that left hand, really unimpeded to Mastay. It's just a great one-on-one win by Freeney, and puts the Dolphins in tremendous field position. See if they can cash in.
First down at the 16, second career block on Tim Mastay. No Sean Moreno back in the lineup. Quick outside to Mike Wallace. And no gain on the play. Well covered. Sam Shields right in on Mike Wallace.
And that's what you have to do against the Miami Dolphins. What Sam Shields just did. They're going to throw a lot of balls behind the line of scrimmage. Can you come up and tackle? They're going to spread you out wide. Sam Shields does it beautifully right there.
No huddle offense here. Dolphins get to the line. No Sean Moreno on his first carry since the second game of the season. Had a great opening game, 134 yards against the Patriots. Then got hurt on his first carry in game 2.
And you like the way the Green Bay Packers defense is responding. Sudden change. It's a mark of good defenses. You're going to get some adversity. How are you going to respond? Thus far, they've done it well.
Hurry up offense again. 3rd and 7. Tannehill throwing short, completes to Landry. He's got a first down at the 4-yard line. Big hook up there. Tannehill to Landry on a 3rd down play.
What's it with rookie receivers schooling longtime veteran cornerbacks today? The rookies playing.
Moreno on first down picks up a couple. LaTroy Guion on the stop.
This is where Moreno really comes in handy. He's a power runner. He breaks tackles. Lamar Miller, more of a speed demon. Been really good in his absence, but this is where no Sean Moreno shines.
How about the Dolphins changing the pace here?
You got to like it. You haven't seen no huddle from him a lot this year. Trying to create a little tempo, a little energy.
Moreno again, but he stopped. Good work inside again by LaTroy Guion, the nose tackle.
We talked about no more B.J. Raji, no more Ryan Pickett, but here's the guy they brought in, Guion, and he's starting to make plays the last couple of weeks. He's been a big part of the resurgence in the run defense.
3rd and goal from the 1. Tannehill throws, and it's broken up. Big play in the end zone by Devon House.
Tannehill gets away with one right here. Devon House through his hands, but Joe Philbin doesn't hesitate. He knows to beat Aaron Rodgers, you have to score touchdowns.
Here's Moreno, and he can't get there. Great penetration by the Packers, led by the safety, Morgan Burnett. Oh, you safeties, you make big plays down there.
Great answer by the Green Bay defense. Well, Morgan Burnett makes this play, but watch LaTroy Guion shoot the gap, and that really makes this play. Great call by Dom Capers, putting more than they can handle. Guion shoots the gap. Burnett comes in, and here comes the posse. To me, that's a play Ryan Tannehill you got to check out of. They've got more than you can possibly handle. Means one-on-ones outside. Great call by Dom Capers, but if you're Tannehill, check to a better play. Don't know if he has that freedom, but you need to in that situation.
Great stand by the Packers, who maintain a 7-3 lead. Joe Philbin going for it on 4th down early in the game. Packers start from the 3-yard line. They go to the fullback, Big John Kuhn. And Olivier Vernon on the tackle of the big fullback. Tonight on Fox Sports 1, Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. Giants with a big win. What great pitching by Madison Bumgarner. I mean, that was fantastic last night. Jake Peavy and Lance Lynn, the matchup tonight in St. Louis.
Has been just outstanding baseball across the board. Games going down to the wire. It's been awesome.
I love that big left-hander Bumgarner. Man, was he throwing. That's on Fox Sports 1 tonight following football. Kuhn again. As they go to the big power back. Look at him pull the pile.
Well, even in Miami, you hear the Kuhn through the stadium. They love this guy. And here's why. Because he plays with tremendous determination. You think he's down? Not so fast. Gets a little help from TJ Lang pushing the pile.
TJ says, I'll help you out, John. Don't worry. Here's 3rd and less than a yard. Eddie Lacy in it running back. John Kuhn is the fullback. It's Lacy. And he pushes the pile for a 1st down for the Packers. Andrew Quarles, the tight end, with a big block. As time winds down in this 1st quarter. Packers now with a little room to maneuver. They felt that the run game started to get going last week. We've come to the end of the 1st quarter here in South Florida. Great start to the game for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who lead 7-3. Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver here in South Florida. Ryan Tannehill would like to be like Aaron Rodgers. He studied him in the offseason. Aaron Rodgers, excellent start in the Packers. 5.3 yards offensively per play, and defensively holding the Dolphins to 2.3.
Well, much like they came into this game, they're really clicking as a team, playing complementary football. We're seeing it from offense and defense.
On 1st down, James Starks in the backfield. The play fake, Rodgers rolls, looking deep, nobody open again. Good job of coverage by the Dolphins.
Well, the Dolphins really stressed this week. They know that not only Aaron Rodgers, but this entire receiving corps does such a great job. And Aaron Rodgers says it's not by happenstance. In practice, he intentionally, even in past skeleton, when there's no defensive lineman there, he'll scramble so that they can get used to where they should be and where he expects them to be. But Miami knows that and doing a nice job. Aaron Rodgers having fun playing football. You got to love that.
So Finnegan, Wilson, and Grimes, excellent one-on-one coverage. And Aaron Rodgers ran for 6. It's 2nd and 4 for the Packers. Rodgers with time, and that was thrown a little behind Davante Adams. Incomplete. Time for a game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
After going just 4 of 12 and getting benched last week in that shutout in San Diego, Geno Smith off to a hot start today. This touchdown to Jason Morrow, part of his 6-for-7 start. And the Jets lead Denver 7-3 at home. Sam, John, and Pam.
Now, if the Jets want to get back in the AFC East race, they've got to win that game today.
What a win that would be for them. I mean, no one expects that. Peyton Manning so hot last week, but they're doing a nice job keeping him in check.
Here's 3rd and 4 for the Packers. They're 3 for 4 on 3rd downs thus far in the game. Blitz picked up. Rodgers throws, complete for Randall Cobb. 1st down at the 34-yard line.
Just a tremendous job. A little traffic by Jordy Nelson, and then the chemistry that Aaron Rodgers has with Randall Cobb. He's going to back shoulder him. It's almost indefensible.
James Starks had a good block picking up the blitz to help Aaron out. Aaron Rodgers 7 for 8, 94 yards. Rodgers again with time, throws low this time. Wanted to connect with Jordy Nelson, but missed.
Sam, you mentioned just before the quarter ended that Green Bay last week looked to really be getting that running game going, and that's where they become so difficult to defend, because if they have Eddie Lacy and Starks running the football well, then Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb and now Devontae Adams can beat you. It's a real tough pick your poison type situation for the defense when they have that run game going.
Packers do a little no huddle here, though Aaron Rodgers directing traffic, and goes empty backfield on second down. He calls timeout. Play clock was coming down to 0, and Aaron saw it, uses a timeout. Packers with a 7-3 lead here in South Florida. The two head coaches, they know each other very well.
They sure do, and Joe Philbin knows Aaron Rodgers very well. I'm sure he spent a lot of time in that defensive meeting room. Everybody's got their kryptonite. I just haven't found it yet with Aaron Rodgers.
I thought what was impressive was Joe Philbin saying he processes information quicker than anyone else. Starts the running back. Packers with a 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line. This drive started on the 3. Pressure from the outside. Wake had him, and that shovel pass is incomplete. Cameron Wake again, strong around the edge.
And this is a defense. We're calling it double A gap pressure. That pressure right there, what that does, creates a one-on-one for this guy. Brian Bulaga working against Cameron Wake. Wake is winning that. How do you create that one-on-one? You show the pressure inside. They have to account for it. You can't double them. That look, we're seeing it around the league, and that's why you can do so many things. But one of the great things you can do, you can single up your best pass rusher.
Here's a big play for the Dolphins. Third and 10. Quick to Jordy Nelson. He's hit, and it's incomplete. Brent Grimes closing quickly on Jordy Nelson. And the Dolphins defense comes up with a big series.
You give that third down to Cameron Wake because that influences Mike McCarthy's play call. He knows he can't hold on to the ball. What do? They get rid of it quickly, and Grimes right there on the spot.
Back to punt. Tim Mastay last time suffered a blocked punt, 2nd of his career. Jonathan Freeney got in there. This time Mastay gets it away, lands around the 30 and bounces out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Green Bay defense has been strong in this game on a couple of short fields.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. By KFC, the world's best chicken. How do you, KFC? And by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Annual screening saves lives. Help finish the fight against breast cancer by visiting NFL.com/pink to celebrate the NFL and American Cancer Society's first ever A Crucial Catch Day on October 25th. Several players have family who have been battling breast cancer. Some have been survivors, some are currently battling it. So it's something very important in the NFL. Lamar Miller on first down, shoved back. He's still on his feet. And he's brought down back at the 17-yard line. It turns into a loss of 10 as Clinton Dix made the tackle.
On the words of Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to fold them. This would be a good time, Lamar. Don't go backwards. Trying to make something out of nothing. Sometimes you just got to take your losses. Instead, he puts their offense in a very unfavorable position.
How about the Green Bay defense? They're coming on, aren't they?
They really are. Been very impressed the last couple of weeks. I think they're starting to understand what Dom Capers wants from them, and it's working out really well.
On second down, over the middle of Charles Clay, the tight end, but brought down immediately by the young safety, Clinton Dix.
And I think Clinton Dix, as you look at the eyes of Ryan Tannehill, he's a big reason that they're playing better. They haven't had a presence at the safety position since Charles Woodson left, since Nick Collins had to retire because of his neck injury. They've got a safety presence right now in Clinton Dix and Morgan Burnett playing at a high level.
See Miami only 25 total yards on offense. 3rd and long, pressure on Tannehill. He throws. It's intercepted. Casey Hayward with the interception is brought down. The Packers' 8th interception of the season. That ties them with the Giants for the NFL lead.
Just a tremendous job by Casey Hayward. He's just reading the eyes of Ryan Tannehill, who, like most young quarterbacks, will stare down the receivers. You see the good pressure by Perry, but just staring, locking in on that target. And Hayward, reading those eyes, comes out of the flat and goes and gets the football. Outstanding play by Casey Hayward. I'm very impressed with this Green Bay defense.
As a defensive back, are you looking at the quarterback's eyes all the time?
Absolutely, particularly a young guy, because what they're going to do, they're going to lock in. Ryan Tannehill does it there. That's all Hayward did. His responsibility was the flat, but he sees those eyes. Easy pick right there.
So the Packers have the short field. First down at the Miami 36-yard line. Ryan Tannehill on the sideline. Casey Hayward gives a Packer fan, obviously someone he must be related to, wearing the Hayward jersey. Eddie Lacy on first down. Fights hard for 3 yards down to the 33. Cameron Wake leading the charge. Talked about that Packers defense. 8 interceptions already this season. They had 11 all of last season.
And that will help your offense. You see them scoring so many points offensively. Well, a large part of that is that their defense is giving the ball in great situations.
Kuhn and Lacy in the backfield. Aaron Rodgers checking at the line. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Rodgers completes to Jordy Nelson. And he's got a first down at the 20-yard line. Brent Grimes, the coverage on Nelson.
Well, the subtleties. I want you to watch Eddie Lacy. Watch this blitz pickup. And a step up. Meet Rashad Jones. That gives enough time to Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson one-on-one. That favors the Green Bay Packers every time.
Spotted at the 19-yard line. Lacy in the backfield along with John Kuhn. First down, Packers. Packers scored on the opening drive of the game, an 80-yard touchdown drive. Threatening again, the fullback, John Kuhn. You hear the fan reaction. Time for an update. Let's go to Joel Klatt in L.A. Joel.
All right, Sam, let's go to Cincinnati. The Bengals trying to bounce back after that embarrassing loss to New England last week. Giovanni Bernard's going to help out. 89 yards. Longest scoring run in the NFL this season against that stingy Panthers D. Bengals up 14-7. Sam and John.
We will see Carolina next week in Green Bay.
And Mike McCarthy, Eddie Lacy, going to like that play.
Yeah.
Some chinks in that Carolina defense.
Right. Strange to see that big breaking run. On 2nd and 6, it's Lacy. And nothing there. Big wall. Led by Jimmy Wilson, the safety, and Randy Starks, who missed the game in London, helping out on the tackle.
There's Randy Starks, and he is very stout in the middle. Just going to create traffic in there. Jimmy Wilson off the edge. They're really doing a nice job with Eddie Lacy, but I credit Mike McCarthy. Keep running it. Keep them honest there. That provides the one-on-one matchups outside.
Yeah, they're not gaining all that much on the ground. 33 yards rushing. Third and 7. Pressure on Aaron Rodgers. They got him. Olivier Vernon from the other side this time. Earlier it was Wake. This time it's Vernon.
Where Bakhtiari, the left tackle, is saying he's offsides. Instead, I think it's just a real good jump. Watch it up there. Whew, what a jump by Olivier Vernon. He just beats him off the snap, and Bakhtiari had no chance.
Is that a guess by Vernon?
On the road, remember, silent count. Reading the head of the center. Just an outstanding pickup probably studying a lot of film, and what Aaron Rodgers needs to do now is vary that snap count.
Mason Crosby attempting a 43-yard field goal. The holder, Tim Mastey, and the kick is right through. The Packers, after the interception, it's the Dolphins' turn to play strong defense and hold the Packers to 3 points. It's 10-3 Green Bay.
So the tricks of the trade. Olivier Vernon, what's he watching? He's watching that size 12 of Aaron Rodgers. The foot gets raised, puts it down, and off to the races is Olivier Vernon. That's the thing that film study gets for you. I'm sure they've watched Aaron Rodgers on the road. Olivier Vernon steals a sack off his film study.
Packers have had the ball 16 minutes, 26 seconds. Dolphins only 5 minutes, 26 seconds.
It's a bad deal when Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. You want him on the sidelines. Miami's got to possess the ball. They need a big drive here.
Mason Crosby to kick it off. There's Jarvis Landry back deep. He had a 54-yard return earlier. Low line drive. They want to make it hard on Landry to return. He picks it up on a nice bounce. And he's got a good opening. And he was tripped up. Big play by Nick Perry. Otherwise, Jarvis Landry might have been gone. Good return again by Jarvis Landry as the Dolphins go on offense, down 10-3.
Today's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut's Bacon and Cheese Stuffed Crust.
We're back in South Florida with the Packers leading the Dolphins 10-3. Dolphins have had only 25 yards total offense. The defense rests. Ryan Tannehill starts from the 32-yard line. No Sean Moreno, the running back. Off the play fake, Tannehill. And that's broken up with a hard hit by Clinton Dix on Mike Wallace. Pam Oliver down on the field. What's happening down there, Pam?
Hey there, Sam. The Packers, they took a little extra precaution to guard players from the heat. They actually toted their own awnings to this game from Green Bay. I noticed they're only put over the offensive players. The defensive players on the other end, they have these cooling benches, so they're good to go, but they brought their own awnings.
I think you can get under there, Pam. Here's Moreno going outside and gets up close to the 34-yard line.
Some things never change. Offense, they get awnings. We get the cooled seats. I mean,
John,
unbelievable.
I don't want you to look at this score. 35-0 in the second quarter. Baltimore is leading the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay.
Yikes.
I can't believe that.
Hasn't gone the way people thought. People thought they were a playoff team this year, possibly, with Lovie Smith coming in.
Wow. On 3rd and 8, Tannehill comes up short. Nick Perry got a piece of him. Perry made a big tackle on the kickoff return. Makes a good play here to trip up Ryan Tannehill.
Well, Ryan Tannehill tried to take a page out of Aaron Rodgers' book. He saw all that green in the middle. They checked to the quarterback draw, but Perry makes his second shoestring tackle. Gets on the kickoff return. He had one, and then he trips up Tannehill short of the line to gain.
Now the Dolphins, who have the fewest 3-and-outs in the league, get a 3-and-out right here. Good job by the Green Bay defense again. Brandon Fields kicks it away. Micah Hyde on the return. Trying to find some blocks. And he squirms through. How about that? I don't know how he did it, but he found a little opening and turned nothing into a turn across the 40-yard line. Micah Hyde and everything going right for the Packers. 24-yard return.
Well, the Green Bay Packers are ahead in this game, but it's not because of the play of the Miami defense. They are all over Aaron Rodgers. They're stopping Eddie Lacy. They can continue to win those one-on-ones outside. The Packers got to have an answer. I think they got to get this run game going with Eddie Lacy because they're going to struggle to protect Aaron Rodgers. Those are two good pass rushers in Wake and Olivier
Vernon.
Excuse me. I like Olivier so much I forgot his last name.
You can just call him Olivier all day long.
But they are struggling to protect right now, and they've got to give those tackles some help.
Yeah, Miami defense keeping the Dolphins in the game right now, the way they played.
The question is the time of possession. Are they going to get worn out?
Cameron Wake, we saw him on the sideline as the Dolphins rotate the defense. Packers start from the 40-yard line after the outstanding punt return by Micah Hyde. 319. Eddie Lacy, the running back. The play fake. Rodgers waits. Nobody open again. He extended the play and turned it into a 3-yard gain on the run. Slid down hard, gets up uncomfortably.
But Mike McCarthy, he's the head coach. He's also the play caller. You're struggling to protect. What do? You max protect. You keep a couple more guys in, and that gives Aaron Rodgers. That was well covered, but that did. Got a hold on Cortland Finnegan. A real late flag thrown. But maybe that's why the coverage was so good. Cortland Finnegan was hanging on.
Now, we said that a few times, though. The coverage downfield has been good, forcing Rodgers to take the ball and take off on his own.
Absolutely.
First down for the Packers at the 48-yard line. One thing the Dolphins can't do, the Packers are freebies.
Ready to 5 threes, Mike. Ready.
Toss to Lacy. Turns the corner. And a good run for Eddie Lacy on first down into Dolphins territory. Down to the 43-yard line. Koamisi made the tackle.
Now you're starting to see the in-game adjustments by Mike McCarthy. We saw the protection. Now we're seeing the inside running's not working. So what do? You go outside, and Eddie Lacy finds some green grass. Mike McCarthy, very, very accomplished at adjusting to what the defense is giving him.
That's Cameron Wake, number 91, back in at defensive end. 2nd and 1 for the Packers.
Ready.
It's Lacy. That time the corner was blocked. And he fights his way through. What an effort by Lacy. First down to the 40-yard line. Koamisi finally wrapped him up.
So much of this game, you could talk about skill, but it really is the will. And Eddie Lacy on his way to becoming really one of the premier backs in this league. That's all will. That's fight. He's obviously blessed with some incredible strength and ability, but that's just will by Eddie Lacy, trying to get himself going and carrying the Miami Dolphins for a first down.
First down at the Miami 40-yard line. James Starks in at running back.
319.
Whoa, Rodgers in trouble, gets rid of it in a hurry. Nobody out there. Let's see. And there's a flag for intentional grounding. Rodgers looked up. There was a man in his face.
Offense number 12. Spot foul. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Cameron Wake was standing right in front of him when he looked up.
Really good fundamental football by Cameron Wake. You're going to run the run away. Instead, stay on your job, which is getting upfield. Aaron Rodgers clearly in the pocket. Nobody out there. Nice job by Bill Vinovich. But Cameron Wake, sometimes that's what you do to a great pass rush. You try not to block him, thinking he's going to chase the run, but he's on his assignment.
Ball back to the Green Bay 47-yard line. Have to get to the Miami 30 for a first down. Starks the running back. 2nd and 23. Quick release to Jordy Nelson. Across midfield, brought down by Jelani Jenkins. Immediately following game 2, of the National League Championship Series on Fox Sports Live. Carissa Thompson is in Seattle for an exclusive one-on-one with the star of the biggest game of the week at Seattle and Dallas. Who will it be? We've got plenty of baseball as well. We've got coverage with Gabe Kapler reacting to the Giants and Cardinals on FS1. It's all coming up tonight. Third and long, 3rd and 19. Have to get to the 30 for a first down. Everyone out. Rodgers gets rid of it, and it's off the hands of Randall Cobb. And a hit by Cameron Wake right after he released. Aaron Rodgers questioning Bill Vinovich, the referee, about the hit. And once again, Miami defense with a strong series.
They're standing up again. It's just their offense needs to sustain a drive because they've been on the field too much as the Miami Dolphins D, but they certainly are doing their part of the equation.
Tim Mastay to punt it, gets rid of it. High kick. Jarvis Landry waves for a fair catch and takes it on the run at about the 15-yard line. Cameron Wake, he's been trying to get to the quarterback. There was that hit that Aaron Rodgers didn't like. I can understand why. Packers trying to stay cool on their side of the field. Have a 10-3 lead. Dolphins will start at the 16-yard line. They've gotten a little help on the offensive line. Mike Pouncey, who was the starting center, was out. He's back in. He's playing guard with Samson Satelli playing well at center.
Yeah, and it really was an effort. Joe Philbin said just to get the 5 best players on the field. Pouncey played guard in college. Talking to him on the field before the game, he said, really, that's my position. It's where I feel most comfortable. It's not working right now, though. Green Bay defense doing a tremendous job stopping the run for these Dolphins. We saw the Dolphins came in running the football really well, but Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator for the Packers, is saying you're going to have to beat us throwing the football. Tannehill hasn't been able to do that as of yet.
On that offensive line for the Dolphins is number 67, Darren College, a former Green Bay Packer. He's from North Pole, Alaska. Yes, there is a North Pole, Alaska. He went to North Pole, Alaska High School. Then went to the Green Bay Packers out of college. At the Boise State. Dolphins from the 16 with 2 running backs in. Damian Williams, the rookie out of Oklahoma, and Lamar Miller. Here's Miller. Trying to find something, gets a couple of yards on the play. We go down the field to Pam Oliver.
Well, Sam, we're watching something down here. We're waiting on information on Dolphins long snapper John Denny. The Dolphins medical staff has been working feverishly on Denny, focusing on his left thigh. It's heavily taped. No backup long snapper is listed for the Dolphins. Linebacker Jason Trusnick at one point was snapping the ball. We'll keep you updated. We believe that he will return. Back to you.
Thanks, Pam. On 2nd and 8, Tannehill finds Charles Clay, the tight end. Breaks 1 tackle, gets a first down across the 30-yard line. Clinton Dix on the stop, 14-yard pickup.
Well, Bill Lazor, the first-year offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, told us in meetings, I've got to do a better job of getting Charles Clay involved in the game. He's too quick and too fast. We see these mismatches at tight end all over the league. He does it with speed, does Charles Clay. Lazor wants to get him involved, does a nice job of it there.
Tannehill steps up, going deep downfield for Hartline, and it's intercepted by Sam Shields. Second pick of the day for the Green Bay Packers.
Sam Shields does a tremendous job getting up, high pointing the football. Let's see if he brings it through the process of going to the ground. Looks to me like we have a catch.
Looks good to me too. I agree with you, John. Well, the Dolphins took the shot deep downfield. Packers had it well covered.
They did. It was predetermined. That ball should not be thrown. Shields had the position. Hartline did not. He predetermined before the snap. He's throwing that football, and you can't do that at this league. Guys like Sam Shields will make you pay.
He went to the U.
He did.
And he's back here in the Miami area. Makes a big play. second pick of the game for Green Bay. They now have 9 interceptions. The Giants don't play till tonight. Green Bay leads the league in interceptions.
And they are on a turnover roll right now. 10 in the last 4 weeks. Just playing great football.
Referee Bill Vinovich checking the sideline. Looks like we're ready for play. Packers start from the 32-yard line. Brian Hartline, his neck being checked by the medical staff. Off the fake, and the throw is tipped at the line. Might have been Jared Odrick who made the play. Quick update, Joel Klein, what's happening?
Sam, let's go up to Buffalo, where Kyle Orton has led the Bills back to tie it up against New England. Remember, Tom Brady, 22-2 all-time against Buffalo, but this one's all tied up at 7. Sam and John.
Making for a good race in the AFC East. Thanks, Joel. Kyle Orton doing a good job stepping into the starting quarterback role in Buffalo. On 2nd and 10, complete to Jordy Nelson. Short gain up to the 37-yard line. Brent Grimes covering. Give him 5 on the play. And we've got the 2-minute warning. Green Bay Packers with a 10-3 lead on the Miami Dolphins. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. A lot of Packer fans made the trip to this game. They travel well.
They sure do. You could always see them too. That cheesehead stands out in your own stadium.
Here's 3rd and 4 for the Packers, who are 4 for 8 in the game on 3rd down conversions. James Starks, the running back. Rodgers with time, and he finds Davante Adams. 1st down, Packers at the 45-yard line. Louis Delmas on the coverage. Davante Adams with his 4th catch of the game.
Well, Davante Adams really coming up big. They're going to tilt the safety towards Jordy Nelson's side, so that means Davante Adams has the one-on-one. Keep talking about trust, but early this year, Aaron Rodgers did not trust the rookie receiver. That trust is growing.
Short over the middle. That's complete to the tight end, Andrew Quarles, and into Dolphins territory.
See Aaron Rodgers, arm talent that is just
Wow.
Unbelievable. Starks is in your face. What do? You come 3 quarters, and boy, can he spin the football. It comes out so quick. It's fun to watch this guy play football.
That's some toss. 2nd and 3 for the Packers. Pressure coming. He goes deep and overthrows Jordy Nelson, who is well covered on the play by Brent Grimes. Time of possession is becoming really one-sided, John.
It really is, and I think it's a problem for this defense. We talked about before that last drive, the Miami offense, they needed to sustain a drive. What they do, 3 plays, another interception. This defense for the Dolphins is playing really good defense. How long can you do it, though? They've been out there so much.
Packers have had the ball over 20 minutes. Dolphins only 8:25 in the game thus far. Little shifting. Jordy Nelson moves inside. Andrew Quarles moves outside. On 3rd down, Rodgers being pressured. It was almost intercepted by Rashad Jones. Intended for Andrew Quarles, the tight end, who had moved outside.
These are the opportunities when you're playing against a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You have to cash in. Rashad Jones right through his hands. You're playing against the great ones. We used to say it when we played against Brett Favre. He's going to throw you some, you better catch him. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw you many, so you better when he does.
Rashad Jones' first game of the season, coming back from suspension. Jarvis Landry is back deep. The Dolphins defense comes through, and Mastey just got that one away, and it's bouncing at the goal line, and it's a touchback. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, we've got all your early highlights, including Peyton Manning off to a slow start for the Broncos against the Jets, and Joe Flacco off to a crazy hot start in Tampa Bay. It all comes your way as we get started when we come back with the Visa Halftime.
I always want to know where Terry is. The gang's all ready, and Terry's so must be in makeup.
Buffet line, buffet line. Jared Bush, the special teams ace, doing his best to get those feet reestablished. Not quite.
All right, you're the Dolphins here. You've got 1 minute 3 seconds. How do you play this?
I think you go to score. You're going to have to score to win this game.
Try to hit Mike Wallace off his hands, incomplete. Ryan Tannehill just 5 for 12, 40 yards in this first half. Dolphins have only 49 yards total offense.
And when you're struggling like that offensively, Mike Wallace has to make that catch. They play him a lot of money to come in here and make plays. You got a young quarterback struggling. How do you lift him? You make plays. That ball should be caught.
Four receivers in. Actually, Clay, the tight end, is in the slot. Tannehill. And Mike Wallace with a catch, steps out of bounds just across the 30. It's a first down for the Dolphins. Micah Hyde coverage on the play on Mike Wallace, his second year with the Dolphins, and the coach is telling us on Friday that he's much more comfortable in the offense this year.
Well, I think this offense is a tremendous fit for Mike Wallace. They have him very much. Remember, Bill Lazor, the coordinator, came from the Philadelphia Eagles, and Chip Kelly. They have him very much in that Deshaun Jackson, Percy Harvin role, moving him all over the field. I think really utilizing his skills well.
Tannehill on first down. He targets Landry. Landry has been the big return man in the game. And with a good grab, a pickup of 19 on the play.
Ryan Tannehill, when he does it right, he looks the part. I mean, that ball is quickly released on the money to Landry. And I like a couple of things here, Sam. First of all, the trust in Tannehill. He's thrown 2 picks. Very easy just to go to halftime, say, hey, 10-3, we're happy with that. But Tannehill keeping the confidence in himself.
Fox tomorrow. Heroes, villains collide in the new drama everyone's talking about, even you, John. Gotham. It's the story of the city that transformed a boy into a legend. Catch a new episode tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, right here on Fox.
I have not watched Gotham yet. I will this week, but I hear great things about it.
You need to sit down, watch a few episodes.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
At midfield, the Dolphins with 47 seconds remaining. And 2 timeouts remaining. Tannehill being rushed. And overthrows Mike Wallace. He was open. But good pressure that time from the Packers.
I like that from Dom Capers, a young quarterback starting to establish a little rhythm. What do? You bring pressure right in his face. A.J. Hawk taking the duty there, and an errant throw from Tannehill.
2nd and 10 for the Dolphins at midfield. Sam Shields covering on the play. Packers have had 2 interceptions here in the first half. Tannehill pressured. They got him. Mike Neal, the 5th-year man out of Purdue, and the backup at outside linebacker comes in and made the hit on Tannehill, and there's a big man and an important man on the O-line. Brandon Albert, the left tackle, is hurt on the play.
Well, that's a double whammy. You take the sack. That makes it awful tough to score with only 35 seconds, but you also get your left tackle hurt on the play.
Due to the injury inside 2 minutes, it's the 2nd charge timeout to Miami. 30-second timeout.
And the good sign is that Brandon Albert is up and walking off under his own power, though limping.
There's Albert. He's going to work against Neal, who gets the sack. Looks like the chip. He tries to get some help from Noshawn Moreno, and Noshawn Moreno got the wrong guy. He got his own guy, and that one stung Brandon Albert.
Big free agent signing for the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. formerly with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sam, he's really played well. That would be a big loss at left tackle. He's played well. They're going to shift Jawan James, the right tackle, over to left tackle. And who is it that comes in at right tackle?
Looks like Dallas Thomas.
Dallas Thomas.
Second-year man out of Tennessee is in at right tackle. Jawan James, the rookie out of Tennessee, goes to left tackle.
Dallas Thomas has been starting at right guard the last 4 games.
Have to get to the Green Bay 40 for a first down. Screen pass to Charles Clay, the tight end. Juggled the ball, almost lost it. Breaks free and gets out of bounds. Is out of bounds at the 42-yard line, short of a first down. Good effort by Charles Clay.
And a great effort by Julius Peppers. 13th year in the league, really starting to show his impact. But this one just hustle. Down the field, Peppers continues to chase the ball, and he's the guy who gets Clay short of the line to gain.
There's John Denny, as Pam had reported earlier. The medical staff had been checking out his left thigh, wrapped it up. And he was injured on the last play. And here in South Florida, we're seeing defense probably at its best. Both defenses playing very, very well.
They really are. Aaron Rodgers came out hot, and it looked like Miami was going to really struggle to contain him. But what they've started to do, they're winning the one-on-ones outside. Cameron Wake, Olivier Vernon, they're making it tough on the Green Bay Packers. They've done a nice job against Eddie Lacy in the run. Nothing from the Miami offense. They've got to give their defense some help.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the time of possession is clearly in the favor of the Green Bay Packers.
Joe Philbin on the sideline with his defensive coordinator. The Dolphins punting here on 4th down with just 30 seconds remaining in the first half. The Packers took the opening kickoff, drove 80 yards for a touchdown on a precision-like drive. And since then, there have been no touchdowns. Each team with 1 field goal. Fair catch, wait for. Dolphins try to down it inside the 5. The ball goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Talk about that defense, that goal line defense. That was the 3rd down. Almost had a pick. Joe Philbin keeps his offense out there, knowing you're going to have to score a lot of points to beat Aaron Rodgers. But the Green Bay defense, much maligned early in the year, they're playing really, really good defense of late.
Dolphins wasted a couple of big opportunities. They had the ball on a good kickoff return, 54-yard return. Started at the Packers 49, couldn't punch it in. They got down after an interception, had got down to the 1-yard line and unable to punch it in again because of that defensive play by the Packers.
Yeah, you really have to credit this Miami defense, though, because we talked, Aaron Rodgers came out scalding. He was really hot, but now they're starting to contain him a little. It's all about that rush up front. Tannehill clearly struggling. The one thing, though, taking advantage of opportunities, I always knew as a defensive player, when you're playing the great ones and Aaron Rodgers is that, you better take advantage of your opportunities.
Dolphins will let the clock run out, or rather the Packers let the clock run out. The Dolphins will get the kickoff to start the second half. Halftime, Packers lead the Dolphins 10-3. Time for the Visa halftime report. Here's Kurt Menefee. It's football now, but later it's baseball. Tonight, Game 2 of the National League Championship Series between the Giants and Cardinals, and you can only see it on Fox Sports 1. Good football game here in South Florida with the Green Bay Packers led by Aaron Rodgers leading the Miami Dolphins 10-3. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan, and it's been the Packers defense that has been outstanding. 2 interceptions, giving them 9 to lead the league in the season. Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver here in South Florida. With all the talk that we've talked about the Packers dominating things, dominating time of possession, it's still a one-play away game for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it's 10-3, and I think you have to credit the defense of the Miami Dolphins for that. They've been on the field a bunch. Aaron Rodgers started off really hot. The pressure started to overwhelm him. I said earlier, everyone's got a kryptonite. I haven't found it with Aaron Rodgers, even him. Pressure off the edge. Cameron Wake and Olivier Vernon are delivering for the Miami defense.
Now the Dolphins get the ball first to start the second half. What do you look for their offense?
They got to get Mike Wallace involved. I think they move him around. They find a way to get the ball in his hands and lets him think. Some easy throws for Tannehill.
That ball bounces in the end zone. Jarvis Landry takes a knee. We go to find out what the coaches are thinking. Here's Pam Oliver.
Well, Sam, Joe Philbin wouldn't go into too great a detail when I asked him about Ryan Tannehill, and he cannot afford those turnovers. He said, we have enough problems to go around. He said our offense just is not performing. The longest run play for the Dolphins in the first half was not Miller or Moreno, it was Tannehill. He says that's kind of unacceptable, but at least it's just a one-possession game. Mike McCarthy, he says our offense will pick it up. He met their goal of time of possession. Special teams-wise, you guys, he wants to take the win in the third quarter. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Pam. Ryan Tannehill on first down. Outside to Deion Sims, the tight end. Pickup of 5 on the plate. Tremont Williams on the coverage. Ryan Tannehill down 9 for 17, 89 yards, 2 interceptions. And you see the numbers there. First downs edge to the Packers. Total yardage to the Packers. Time of possession. Will that be a factor late in the game?
Yeah, we will see. We will see. But, you know, I think that first play, it's a good adjustment for the Miami Dolphins. Quick, easy throws for Tannehill. Get him in rhythm.
On that zone read, he kept it, and Tannehill takes off. He is brought down from behind at the Packers' 35-yard line. The fake to Noshawn Moreno, and Tannehill with a great run.
You're watching that read. He's reading Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews crashes down. Remember, a college wide receiver. Watch him outrun Morgan Burnett, a safety who can run. Good hustle by Micah Hyde to bring him down.
40-yard run for Ryan Tannehill.
Well, he still got the longest run of the day for the Miami Dolphins, but I think Joe Philbin liked that one.
So now the Dolphins in good position. Clay, the tight end, motions. Tannehill gets time and puts it up deep. There's a flag on the play. The pass overthrown intended for Mike Wallace. Let's see if there was. It looks like interference on the Packers. Devon House was covering Mike Wallace on the play.
We talked about it. You knew they were going to try to get Mike Wallace involved. They're sputtering offensively. You turn to your best players, and he's that for them at the wide receiver position.
So we've seen a couple of
pass interference
shots downfield.
Defense number 31. 5 foul, automatic first down.
Late in the first half, and here to start the second half, Tannehill going deep.
Well, that's late in the play. The pass interference happened earlier in that play.
21 yards on the penalty. First down at the 14. Noshawn Moreno cuts it back and is inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Julius Peppers with the first hit on Moreno, making his return to the lineup.
Looking better for the Miami Dolphins offensively. Moving the ball down the field. We saw Tannehill run it, and really one of the first positive runs from the running backs in Noshawn Moreno.
Second time the Dolphins have been inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and 5. And his movement on the line. I think it's Brendan Albert, the left tackle, who moved early.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The good news is Brandon Albert back after being injured late in the first half.
Ryan Tannehill tries to hard count.
Yep.
He sees the pressure, does Albert, coming from Devon House and Clay Matthews, but they're still onside, so false start.
Ball back to the 14. 2nd and 10. Tannehill fakes, goes screen pass to Moreno. Gets one block and is shoved out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Tramon Williams taking Noshawn Moreno out.
You're going to see the motion by Mike Wallace, the fake over to Wallace, and then the screen, creating some space. That's what you do with your good players. You not only throw to them, you use them as a decoy. Tannehill does it and does it well, gets Noshawn Moreno some space. Some positive yards starting to happen for Miami. We'll see if they can punch it in.
Here's 3rd and 2. Moreno shifts back into the backfield. And some movement on the line. False start against the Dolphins.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That time it's the right tackle, Jawan James, the 1st-round draft pick out of Tennessee.
But very similar, that look prior to that penalty. Again, Dom Capers said, you're not going to run on us. You got to beat us throwing the football. They had the one-on-ones outside, and we'll see if the Dolphins can take advantage of that.
Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy pacing the sideline. 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins. Here comes the blitz. Tannehill into the end zone. Landry for the touchdown. First NFL touchdown for the rookie Jarvis Landry. And the Dolphins looking to tie it up.
Dom Capers dials up the pressure. It's been very effective, but nice adjustments by Ryan Tannehill. And the Miami Dolphins, you see the all-out blitz. One-on-ones, he lofts it up, gives Landry an opportunity to go up and get it. And Landry delivers for Ryan Tannehill.
He's been a factor in this game as Jarvis Landry. Extra point is good by Caleb Sturgis. Miami Dolphins come out of the locker room with a strong drive, couple of big plays, and the touchdown pass to the rookie, Jarvis Landry.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. By Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Mas. And by the Dodge Challenger. Born Dodge.
Well, the big play on that drive was the pass interference on Devon House. I thought it was going to be illegal contact because it happened so early in the play. Nonetheless, there's the penalty, 21 yards. Good adjustments by the Miami Dolphins. They found a way to get their players the ball in space, and Ryan Tannehill answered the call as well.
Sturgis kickoff through the end zone, hit the upright. How about that one? Oh, wait, boom. But Dolphins, good start to the half. They needed something from their offense, and they finally got it. And Jarvis Landry's had a nice afternoon, couple of good kickoff returns, and then coming up with a big touchdown catch.
He's really impacted the game, as has Devontae Adams. So the rookie wide receiver is shining today.
Now let's see what the Packers look to do offensively. There's Jarvis Landry, 2nd-round draft pick out of LSU. Packers' first possession of the 2nd half. First time they got the ball in the game. To start the game, they went 80 yards for a touchdown. With Aaron Rodgers hitting Jordy Nelson. Eddie Lacy, the running back.
319.
It's Lacy. Cutting it back. Nice hole. Good run. As Mike McCarthy wants to keep trying that running game. They didn't get all that much, but trying to stick with it.
Well, Mike McCarthy knows a couple of things. First of all, they've got a tired Miami defense. They've had him on the field a bunch. Number two, they're struggling to protect Aaron Rodgers on the corner, so a great answer is run the bowling ball. Eddie Lacy right down their throat.
9 carries, 29 yards for Eddie Lacy. Packers first down at the 30-yard line. He picked up 10 on that last play. John Kuhn is the fullback.
319. 319.
They go with Lacy again. Not much that time. Dolphins strong up front. Maybe a yard and a half on the run. Jelani Jenkins leading the charge defensively for the Dolphins. Against Minnesota, they really got the offense, the run game going with 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. But today, it's been tough going against the Miami defense. 2nd and 9. Rodgers, pressure from the outside, gets away. Fakes. Nice fake on Rashad Jones. And Rodgers taken out of bounds, slipped along the sideline at the Miami bench. Shoved out of bounds by Jared Odrick.
This is where Aaron Rodgers is so good. If you just took him as a pocket passer, he'd be one of the best in the league. Now you add this dimension. Watch him fool Rashad Jones with the little pump. But what an athlete, what a quarterback, what a player Aaron Rodgers is. He can beat you in so many different ways.
And just for the record, 6 runs, 27 yards for Aaron Rodgers in the game. First down, Packers at the 40. Eddie Lacy is staying on the ground. And it looks like part of the plan is to wear down that Miami defense.
Well, they got the time of possession clearly in their favor. Mike McCarthy knows they're struggling to protect. They've got a tired defense. Keep running at them. Keep running at them, because what happens, those 2-yard gains become 5, become 10, and they're going to keep plugging with Eddie Lacy, thinking that he's going to pop the big one. It's Kevin Coyle going through that play sheet saying, how do I stop Lacy? How do I stop Rodgers?
2 tight ends in, Richard Rodgers and Andrew Carlos. 2 wide receivers to the right.
Ready.
It's Lacy. Good patience as a runner by Eddie Lacy. Didn't look like anything was there. Waited a little bit and picked up 4 up to the 49-yard line.
And good patience by Mike McCarthy, the head coach, also the offensive play caller, staying with the run. It's hard to do when you've got such a talent at the quarterback position, but it's important because that's how they make their plays. You see 50-50, little tilted towards the rush. Now watch, here comes run. Play action to Jordy Nelson.
3rd and 1 for the Packers.
319.
Lacy straight ahead. Dolphins stopped him. Jared Odrick right in the middle of the line with a strong play.
Odrick right here. He beats people with quickness and penetration. Quickness, just shoots the gap. Outstanding play by Jared Odrick.
Kouamisi there as well, and the Packers are going for it on 4th and 1.
This really surprises me. I know he's got a lot of faith in Aaron Rodgers. I wonder if he's just going to try to hard count him.
Nelson motions. Rodgers still has it. Chased by Wake. And the throw is caught. The pass was caught by Jordy Nelson for a first down.
Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to the opponent because you cannot defend that play any better. And the Packers still convert.
There's a flag on the play.
Take a look at it. Cameron Wake does his job. Great crimes with just excellent coverage. But Rodgers fits it into Jordy Nelson.
Here's Bill Vinovich.
Holding. Defense number 24. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
They call it on Cortland Finnegan. And it is a Packers first down at the 45-yard line, just short of the 45.
Mike McCarthy with the gutsy call. I really didn't think they were going to snap that
surprise,
ball.
huh?
But you have to be gutsy to win.
The game tied at 10. And the Packers drive started at the 20, and they have been grinding it out. 2 tight ends in. James Starks, the running back, and John Kuhn, the fullback.
319.
There's James Starks. And he fights his way down for 4 yards. We've got an update from Joel Klein in LA. Joel, what's happening?
Sam, let's go to Buffalo, where Tom Brady is finding some new weapons. Brian Timms. Yes, I said Brian Timms. First reception as a Patriot in the number 84. I gave a little moss right there. 20-7 New England in Buffalo. Sam and John Lynch.
Brian Timms, Joel. We'll see New England in 2 weeks against Chicago. Patriots are 3-2 coming into the game, and then trying to take over the AFC East lead. Dolphins are 2-2. Buffalo 3-2 as well. James Starks in the backfield. Rodgers throwing outside and completing and getting away is Davante Adams. Turned a short pass into a big gainer. And Davante Adams with an impressive game.
Watch James Starks come up on the blitz pickup. Going to pick up Jimmy Wilson. That gives Aaron Rodgers time to do what he does best. Break the pocket, and here's what the receivers do best for the Green Bay Packers. Break tackles. Cortland Finnegan got to make that tackle. The yards after the catch, always a big part of the Green Bay Packers offense.
Now the Packers with a first down at the Dolphins' 18-yard line after a 24-yard pickup. Starks the running back. 3 wide receivers in. Everybody out. Rodgers throws too high. Ooh. Jordy Nelson took a big hit as he was cutting across the middle from Louis Delmas, the safety.
That's how you play the safety position. Louis Delmas, you let them know they're going to come in your area. They're going to pay. Jordy Nelson knows that. Not so sure. Eyes off the ball. Instead, eyes on Delmas. I don't blame you, Jordy.
Nelson on the sideline, trying to collect himself after that hit. 2 tight ends in for the Packers.
Hey, Reggie!
John Kuhn, the fullback. And Aaron Rodgers, with the play clock winding down, calls a timeout. Packers trying to regain the lead. A good drive. Use the timeout. Week 6 in the NFL continues later today on Fox. For some of you on CBS. Tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Giants and Eagles. Tune in tomorrow night. Monday Night Football on ESPN. 49ers and Rams in a big divisional matchup. Packers 2nd and 10 at the Dolphins 18. Now they go to a single back, 3 wide receivers. And Eddie Lacy motions. Everyone out. Rodgers to Jordy Nelson. And he fights his way for a first down to the 7-yard line. Good effort by Nelson. Collected himself on the sideline. Was able to come back into the game.
These are just the subtle things. Falling forward. Brent Grimes looks like he makes a great play. Not so fast. Jordy Nelson keeps his legs churning, falls forward. They do the little things in Green Bay, and they turn into big things.
6 catches, 53 yards for Jordy Nelson in the game with 1 touchdown. And the Packers 1st and goal at the Miami 7. This drive started at the Packers 20. 2 tight ends in, plus the fullback John Kuhn. It's Kuhn, the fullback. And he gets a couple of yards just across the 5-yard line. Koamisi with the stop for the Dolphins.
Mike McCarthy told us coming into the game, he said, I'm going to rotate my backs. We're going to feed Eddie, but we're going to put Starks in there. We may put DeJuan Harris, and we're going to even see John Kuhn run the football. And Kuhn has now 4 times. A lot of carries for the fullback.
Rookie wide receiver Jeff Janis is in the game, split out wide to the right. 4 wide receivers for the Packers. Play clock at 2. Rodgers being rushed, the pass knocked down. Looked like Earl Mitchell got that big right hand out there. Or maybe it was Jared Odrick.
I think it was Jared Odrick. Odrick kind of stalemated at the line of scrimmage. I think this is a touchdown for Davante Adams. Had he not deflected it. Jared Odrick with a fine job.
Brings up 3rd and goal for the Packers, who continue with 4 wide receivers. And Eddie Lacy in the backfield. Rodgers steps up, buying time, keeps it alive, and touchdown to Randall Cobb. What an amazing play by Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers regain the lead.
That was unbelievable. I mean, the Miami Dolphins defense does just about everything that you can do. They get instant pressure. Aaron Rodgers eludes it, running to his right. Exactly what you're coached not to do. Rolling to your right, throwing back across your body. Good coverage by the Dolphins. But here's what Aaron Rodgers can do to you. He extends the play, zips it back to Randall Cobb. What a play.
And you see Jordy Nelson pump his fist and Brent Grimes hang his head. The Packers, 13 plays, 80 yards in 8 minutes, 7 seconds. That may pay big dividends later on. They've regained the lead. It's 17-10.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online.
Back in South Florida with the Green Bay Packers. What a drive and what a finish to that drive by Aaron Rodgers.
Really unbelievable. The time of possession already tilted. They go on an 8-minute plus drive, finish with the touchdown. Big 4th and 1 in that drive. Everything you could ask for.
Line drive kick by Mason Crosby through the end zone. Touchback.
Here's why Randall Cobb has 7 touchdowns. He stays alive knowing that Aaron Rodgers can deliver. And here's why Randall Cobb in the slot. Here's why he has 7 touchdowns. He knows Aaron Rodgers has a gift. He can keep plays going. Watch him continue to stay alive. Go to the right. Now back to the left. You find the open space, and only Aaron Rodgers can make that throw. Great job by Randall Cobb. Unbelievable by Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers with 14 touchdown passes this season to lead the league. 9 in the last 3 games. Dolphins starting from the 20. They stop the play. And one of the Sam Shields is down on the field.
He was literally just walking out to his position and just collapsed. Just don't see that. Sam Shields right before the play. They get the timeout, but just walking out and fell to the ground.
Oh boy. All of a sudden you saw the Packers asking for timeout. Packers have a 17-10 lead. Concern for their cornerback Sam Shields.
There's Sam Shields. You're going to see him come out of the stack there and just trying to come off the field, and then he just says, I can't. I got to fall to the ground.
Packers have used 2 timeouts already here in the second half. Dolphins start from the 20. Lamar Miller. A hard 5-yard pickup for Lamar Miller.
Sam, by the looks of that, I've got to think that as the Dolphins go up tempo, that Sam Shields hurt himself on the series before. A different look here by the Miami Dolphins.
Devon House is in the game. There's a strange formation. They throw it outside to Brian Hartline, and Hartline turns it into a nice gain up to the 38-yard line, and there's a Packer injured on the play. Pickup of 13, and there's also a flag down.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 71 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
See, you never saw it before, John.
They got offensive linemen out there. There's 71. He's got to be up on line of scrimmage. This is something out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. But even a bigger story, a developing story. Sam Shields just went out. Their other starting quarter, Tramon Williams, now down and injured. The Packers are deep at cornerback, but not this deep to be able to sustain losing both starting cornerbacks.
They had Casey Hayward and Devon House in the game, along with Tramon Williams. And here's the tanglement with Brian Hartline, and Williams stays down.
So we just saw Shields go off. Now you got Tramon Williams. Remember early, Jamari Lattimore, the inside linebacker, went out. So Green Bay starting to sustain some injuries.
Williams limping cross field with a little help. Packers have in the game Jared Bush. 5 defensive backs in the game. The 2 safeties are Morgan Burnett and Clinton Dix. Devon House, Casey Hayward, and Jared Bush.
Mike McCarthy and Dom Capers have at their luxury. All these guys have played a lot of football. Devon House has been rotated in. Casey Hayward was their starting nickel. He's played, and Jared Bush has played a lot of defense for the Packers in the past.
The Dolphins with a 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Packers with a 17-10 lead. Lamar Miller is the running back. Everybody out. Tannehill being rushed, gets away. And he finds it out. It's Mike Wallace. And now it's time to rave about Ryan Tannehill. He was almost down. Mike Pinnell, the nose tackle, had him. He was almost down. He got away and turned it into a 25-yard gain.
Well, Ryan Tannehill says, Aaron Rodgers, all right, you're pretty good, but I can do some things too. Gets out of a hairy-looking situation, rolls to his right, throws back across his body for big yards to Mike Wallace. That's a play make. A nice play by Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill 12 for 20, 133 yards. Lamar Miller turns it into a big run, and he's upended by Clinton Dix. But into Packers territory, a first down at the 41-yard line.
Nice play. They catch him in the blitz. They find the gap. But watch out how Clinton Dix finished this play. Boom, coming on the legs.
Are the defenses wearing down a little bit? The offenses now have been running the ball, and
well, the Packers are getting injured. They shouldn't be wearing down because they haven't been on the field that much today. But Miami's starting to get some rhythm offensively.
In motion and hand to Miller. And Miller able to get down to 4-yard gain. Let's go for an update to Kurt Menefee. Kurt, what's happening?
Well, the battle for first in the AFC East is a tight one. Fred Jackson, a little 1-yard touchdown run against New England. Patriots hanging on, up by 6 late in the third quarter at Buffalo. Sam, John, and Pam.
Thanks, Kurt. Bills coming back. And they're 3-2. New England 3-2. Dolphins 2-2. On 2nd and 6. Tannehill, pump fake. Now there's pressure. Shovel pass, and he found the man open. Lamar Miller with a catch and gets it down to the 39-yard line. Brad Jones on the tackle. Loss of 2 on the play.
Well, we've seen the starting corners go out for Green Bay. Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, tries to take advantage of the backup Casey Hayward. He doesn't go for it. Tannehill continuing to show some playmaking ability.
Hey, make it happen. Find a way, right?
That's right.
There's a big 3rd down play. Damian Williams, number 34, is in the backfield for the Dolphins at running back. On 3rd and 8, Tannehill finds a man and a first down. And that is Damian Williams, who was signed this week. Damian Williams, 5th-year man out of USC.
Good protection. I think Jawan James, the right tackle, gets away with a hold right about there. But Ryan Tannehill says, thank you very much.
The Dolphins on the move. The offenses have come alive for both teams. The Packers lead 17-10, end of the 3rd quarter.
plays work a lot better when you get great protection and a little holding. But Ryan Tannehill, he doesn't mind.
Just a little hold.
Just a little hold, but Ryan Tannehill hanging in there and really starting to play a lot better than he certainly did in the first half.
Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver here in South Florida. You see the numbers picking up. There were only 3 possessions so far in the second half. Miami went 80 yards. The Packers went 80 yards. Now the Dolphins have gone 55 yards. First down at the Green Bay 25-yard line. Tannehill under pressure, throwing, and it's batted away. Trying to get it to Charles Clay. It went off the helmet of the linebacker, Brad Jones.
Outstanding job by Brad Jones getting down the middle of the field. Tannehill underthrows it, but that's just really good football. You're talking 40 yards down the field for a middle linebacker against a tight end who runs like a wide receiver. Using his head.
That's
Brad Jones.
2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Lamar Miller cutting it back. Boy, he's quick. Inside the 15-yard line. He's got a first down. Nice run by Lamar Miller. Morgan Burnett, the safety, takes him down.
We've seen the read option earlier. Clay Matthews crashing down. This time he stays upfield. So now you got the big gap right there. Ryan Tannehill doing a nice job on that zone read, making the right decisions.
First down, Dolphins just inside the 15. Miller 7 carries, 30 yards. Miller again, he's got a big hole, and he gets down inside the 5-yard line. Morgan Burnett with another stop, but another big run.
All he's doing is reading Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews is going to go up the field. Then we're going to hand the ball off. If he's going to crash down, Tannehill will keep it.
Why are those holes so big, John?
That's that read option. It plays tricks on a defense.
2nd and 1 for the Dolphins at the 5-yard line. Wallace motions. Miller carries. He's in. Touchdown. Good blocking up front by the Dolphins.
Outstanding blocking. And Sam, you asked me before the drive, is the Green Bay defense getting worn out? At the time, they hadn't been on the field, but now they got hands on the hips. This heat's starting to get to them. You got to credit this offense of the Miami Dolphins starting to win this game up front. Pouncey with the great block. Lamar Miller running with authority downhill into the end zone.
10 plays, 80 yards, 2 80-yard drives for the Dolphins here in the second half. We got quite a game going. Miami Dolphins come back to tie for the second time. 17 all.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. By Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. And by Burger King. For a limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49.
We are back in South Florida where the Green Bay Packers and Miami Dolphins are all even, almost in yardage too. Dolphins have really picked it up offensively.
They sure have. They've made some nice adjustments. Ryan Tannehill came out after a rough first half, couple turnovers, playing good football now. Now they're starting to assert their will running the football.
Caleb Sturgis with the kickoff and return from deep in the end zone by DeJuan Harris. And he gets up a good return up to the 25-yard line. Don't forget, tonight on Fox Sports 1, Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. Giants have been outstanding road teams in the playoff. They have been outstanding. Cardinals got to find a way to break through. Giants lead the series 1-0. And the coverage begins tonight after football on Fox Sports 1. Don't miss it. Aaron Rodgers. 1 loss in Jacksonville and 2 losses down here.
How do you explain that one?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Excuse me. Losses in Tampa. Not down here. My apologies. First down for the 25. Lacey, the running back. And he's brought down after a pickup of just a yard. Rashad Jones back in the lineup. Fifth-year man out of Georgia, was under suspension the first 4 games of the season.
You can feel the emotion, the momentum in this stadium. It's getting noisier. Now, if you're the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, say, fellas, they have not stopped us. We're moving the ball at will. Let's keep it going. Let's keep scoring touchdowns, see if they can hang.
Off the fake, Rodgers being rushed. And he gets rid of it. He was outside the pocket. And it's incomplete. Koamisi was chasing Aaron Rodgers and chased him into an incompletion.
You see Koamisi right up the pipe. Strength up the middle. We talked about it. Koamisi provides that tremendous motor, chasing down Aaron Rodgers, making him throw the football away, setting up a big 3rd and long.
Well, the Miami defense got a chance to rest a little bit with that last touchdown drive. And they look pretty fresh out there the first 2 plays. Here's 3rd and 9. Rodgers couldn't find anybody open, forced to throw, and it's broken up. Tried to get it to Andrew Corliss, and Jelani Jenkins, I believe, was covering on the play.
See Jordy Nelson, Brent Grimes covering them up. They got a 2-deep man under, but the pressure up front on Aaron Rodgers. Beautiful play by Jelani Jenkins. Nice pressure by McCain for the Miami Dolphins. They get off the field.
Packers' first 3 and out of the game. Tim Bastey with a punt. Good high kick. Fair catch, wait for by Jarvis Landry at the 21-yard line. But the Dolphins trying to take control of the game. That was a tough series for Aaron Rodgers. Pam Oliver has an update from the sideline. Pam, what's happening?
Well, Sam, the Packers' 2 starting corners looked on helplessly as the Dolphins moved the ball down the field for that 80-yard touchdown. Sam Shields has suffered a knee injury. I saw him limping pretty badly from the table to the bench where he remains. Tramon Williams, he has an ankle injury. Both players are questionable but don't appear to be going anywhere. Sam?
Thanks, Pam. And a tough situation for the Packers. They do have Casey Hayward, number 29, Jared Bush in the lineup along with Devon House. Those are the 3 corners as they have 5 defensive backs in. Tannehill on first down. Completes to Mike Wallace. Gets away. Great effort by Wallace. Used his hand to keep his balance and turned it into a big gainer, a 25-yard pickup.
Right on cue after Pam's report. Your corners are out. What do? You go after their backups, and Mike Wallace makes good on that choice to go after Casey Hayward.
Casey Hayward misses the tackle. First down, Miami at the 45-yard line. Ryan Tannehill, 7 for 8 here in the second half. 15 for 24 in the game. Lamar Miller. And he's across midfield. And the Dolphins, we talked about the Packers getting a good mix earlier in the game. They've got a nice mix in their offense going.
They sure do, and it's going to be interesting to see. We've seen early in this game, Dom Capers very much was saying, Tannehill's going to have to beat us throwing the football. Now with both your corners down, are you going to be as bold in stopping the run because you leave those corners exposed?
2nd and 5. It's Miller. Cutting it back, a couple of yards on the play. Just short of the 46-yard line, LaTroy Guion with the first hit. Now an important 3rd down play coming up for the Dolphins.
This is where you want to be with Ryan Tannehill. 3rd and very feasible situation. These 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4. Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, Joe Philbin told us We're not far enough. We're not a well-oiled machine in our passing game yet. We need to keep them in manageable third down situations.
They shift Jarvis Landry into the slot. Miller in motion. Tannehill to Miller. Let him in stride. Miller inside the 30. Out of bounds. Just short of the 25-yard line. Brad Jones missed the tackle. Turned into a 20-yard gain.
One thing you have to do against this offense is defend the entire field, sideline to sideline. They get the ball to their players in space. Now it's about making the tackle. Brad Jones is there. He doesn't make the tackle. Big gain for Lamar Miller.
He hit him in perfect stride, and Miller had top speed as soon as he caught the ball. Damian Williams in the backfield now for the Dolphins at running back. Tannehill being rushed. Williams picked up the blitz. This is Jarvis Landry to the 5-yard line. He goes head over heels on the tackle by Casey Hayward, but it's first and goal for the Dolphins.
Ryan Tannehill looked so bad in that first half, and I really credit the young man because he came back. Whatever he did at halftime, he's got himself in a rhythm. He's throwing the ball very accurately. He's making good decisions. A lot of credit to Ryan Tannehill.
And Jarvis Landry having himself an outstanding day. Landry with 4 catches, 60 yards, including his first NFL touchdown. First and goal, Dolphins. The fake, Tannehill hit, got loose, throws, touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Wallace made the catch. Let's see what the flag is.
Holding defense. I think this is going to stand.
Holding. Defense number 42.
Dolphins lead for the first time in the game. Wow.
Ryan Tannehill. Talk about Aaron Rodgers extending the play. Watch him. Step up in the pocket, eyes downfield, find the open man in Mike Wallace. Came to play in this second half.
Dolphins have had 3 possessions, and all 3 have ended in touchdowns. Drives of 80, 80, and 79 yards. There was the hold, and Wallace just kept on going. Miami Dolphins have taken the lead for the first time in the game. Caleb Sturgis with the extra point. Ryan Tannehill has not only kept pace with Aaron Rodgers, he's passed him. Dolphins lead it.
Today's game is sponsored by the new Samsung Galaxy S5. The next big thing is here.
We are back in Miami, where the Green Bay Packers have found this second half really, really tough. However, when the pressure's on, you like to have Aaron Rodgers on your side.
You sure do, but Joe Philbin, this man, Ryan Tannehill, stepping up right now. We talked about a litmus test in this second half. He is shining.
Juan Harris watches the kickoff bounce through the end zone. Second half, the game started, it was Aaron Rodgers dictating things. He started the game 6 for 6, but this second half, brilliant performance by Ryan Tannehill.
I said in the first half, Aaron Rodgers came out scalding. Ryan Tannehill scalding in the second half. I think you really have to credit this Miami defense. They kept this team in it in that first half. They were on the field a bunch. They kept them in the game. And now Miami found themselves offensively to find themselves ahead.
John, anything you see in the Miami offense, that the adjustments that they made at halftime?
They started finding that space. That's what this offense is all about. Get it to their playmakers in space. Doesn't hurt that the starting corners for the Green Bay Packers have gone down as well.
Now the Packers on the end around. And nothing there. Randall Cobb found no opening.
Cameron Wake, this guy, really good player. Not only the sexy stuff sacking quarterbacks, but just doing his job, staying home when he's supposed to stay home. He's been outstanding today.
2nd and 10. James Starks in the backfield with Aaron Rodgers. 3 wide receivers in. Rodgers going short, but wide of James Starks. Circling out of the backfield, Koamisi, the middle linebacker, had him covered.
Koamisi has given this defense a lift as well. His presence in the middle, it's big. He's been awesome, harassing Aaron Rodgers, stopping the run, and now in coverage.
You can see it. Look at the crowd get into it. Pressure building on the Packers. On 3rd and 10, Rodgers gets time and throws and finds Jordy Nelson. First down. Big play. Nelson's 7th catch of the game.
Well, here's protection. When you give Aaron Rodgers the time, Bakhtiari really working hard. Enough time for Aaron Rodgers. Jordy Nelson, they talk about 2nd and 3rd reactions. When he extends that play, how are you going to react? And Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers so in sync.
No panic by Aaron Rodgers. He waited. 22-yard pickup for the Packers on that last play. Big pass again to Jordy Nelson. Into Dolphins territory down to the 43-yard line. A 14-yard pickup.
Well, that release, Sam, it's Marino-like. I played against Dan Marino, and that was the quickest release I've ever seen. It still is, but Aaron Rodgers a very close second, and just when he makes that decision, that ball's out.
4th time this season Jordy Nelson has had at least 8 catches in the game. That play across the 40. Randall Cobb brought down at the 36-yard line. Louis Delmas covering on the play. So now the Packers on that big 3rd down pass has really gotten their offense going again. 2nd and 2. It's James Starks. Cuts it back. Nice run. First down Packers at the 27-yard line. First half was dominated by the defenses. Second half, the offenses are both in sync.
And I think the defenses are both getting a little bit tired. And the offenses have done a nice job of staying with the run. Their body blows, and now it's starting to open them up to the big hooks in the pass game.
Here's the no-huddle offense. Starks going the other way, reversing his field, and gets down to the 17-yard line.
Packers have a really nice thing going. They've got Eddie Lacy when they want to go north and south, and they have more of a slasher with James Starks. Nice job by Josh Sitton, the left guard. A little misdirection. The run game starting to pay dividends for the Green Bay Packers.
First down at the 16-yard line. Aaron Rodgers shifts his tight end, Richard Rodgers. Here's Starks. Dolphins had that one covered all the way. That's a loss of a couple of yards back to the 19. Olivier Vernon with a good play.
Watch Olivier Vernon. He's double teamed right here with Bakhtiari and Richard Rodgers, and he's going to split that double team and go make the tackle in the backfield. Very nice play.
Loss of 3 on the play. The Dolphins leading, the Packers driving. Wallace in the backfield. Rodgers steps up, takes off. A little fake, and he goes down hard. Rashad Jones with a big tackle down at the 12-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play.
Rashad Jones is a guy that they really feel good about. Aaron Rodgers again extending the play. He's got a lot of space. Textbook tackle from Rashad Jones. Breaks down, brings the arms. It's good stuff.
Aaron Rodgers faked Jones out earlier in the game, not that time. Here's a big 3rd and 6 for the Packers. Everybody out. Rodgers throws for Nelson off his fingertips. Well covered by Brent Grimes. And here comes a 4th and 6. And the field goal kicking unit comes out for the Packers.
He had exactly what he wanted to. One-on-one with Jordy Nelson. Aaron Rodgers will take that every time. Jordy Nelson goes to jump. I think if he keeps running, he's got that ball.
Mason Crosby will attempt a 30-yard field goal. 4:13 remaining. Tim Mastey, the holder. The kick is right through. The Dolphins' lead is cut to 4 points. A good drive led by Aaron Rodgers, but he wanted more.
Only 87 yards for the Miami offense in the first half. But they woke up at halftime. It's been the run through the air with Ryan Tannehill, who's caught fire. And they have responded right now ahead of the Green Bay Packers. 24-20. We'll see if this Packers defense can respond.
Miami has gotten the ball 3 times in the second half and scored touchdowns every time on long drives. Here's Mason Crosby. All the way through the end zone. And the Dolphins will start from the 20 immediately following game 2 of the National League Championship Series on Fox Sports Live. Carissa Thompson is in Seattle. An exclusive one-on-one with the star of the biggest game of the week, Dallas and Seattle. Who will it be? Plus, we've got plenty of baseball as World Series champ Gabe Kapler will have instant reaction from the Giants-Cardinals Game 2. Look ahead to Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, and Kansas City leading that. It's all coming up after NLCS Game 2 only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here are the Dolphins. Tannehill looking to put it up. It's batted down. Clay Matthews.
I like what Dom Capers did right here. Yes, you have your backup corners in, but you got to trust them. You got to pressure up Ryan Tannehill. That was effective in the first half. Clay Matthews so good at that. If you're not going to get there, get your hands up. Very skilled at it. Big play for the Packers.
2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Lamar Miller, the running back. 3 wide receivers right. Tannehill gets time, going short to Jarvis Landry. And Landry with a nice little cut and a first down. The rookie from LSU, 2nd-round draft pick, having a good day.
See the eyes of Ryan Tannehill hits Jarvis Landry in stride. Landry got isolated against A.J. Hawk in the middle. That matchup tilts to the favor of the Miami Dolphins.
Landry 5 catches, 71 yards, including a touchdown. Dolphins trying to work this clock down. Lamar Miller, nothing there. Mike Daniels leading the way. Joel Klatt's got an update. Joel.
All right, Sam, you guys got quite a ball game there. Quite a ball game in Cincinnati after a 97-yard kick return by Adam Jones set up Jeremy Hill for the 3-yard touchdown dance and a little icky shuffle. 31-30, extra point ensuing. Sam and John.
What a game in Cincinnati. A great game here where the Packers started off dominant and a tremendous effort here in the second half by the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it really has been. Ryan Tannehill's been outstanding in this second half. And if you're the Green Bay Packers, some of your big-time players, you got Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews, they got to step up right now. And I think if you're Dom Capers, Your two starting corners are hurt, but you got to trust the guys that are in there. You got to put some pressure on Tannehill.
Time's running out for the Dolphins. They have only one timeout remaining. And if Miami can get a couple of first downs, maybe they get out and run out the clock.
And they, I think this Green Bay defense is a little tired. The time of possession was so far in favor of the Packers at half. That has been flipped in the second half.
Tannehill fakes, being pressured. They got him. And a flag on the play. Two flags come in. Brad Jones fought his way over a block and was able to take down Ryan Tannehill.
Illegal use of hands. Hands in the face. Defense, number 59. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, there it is. You see that left hand of Brad Jones. It was really a good rush. They brought that pressure we were talking about, but hands to the face clearly. Hands to the face of Lamar Miller, the running back who picked him up on that blitz. And another first down for Miami Dolphins.
Just short of the 35. Now the Packers were given back a timeout in that injury to Sam Shields. It was ruled that the clock was stopped because of injury before the timeout was awarded to the Packers. So they still have one timeout remaining. Lamar Miller, short gain as he crosses the 35-yard line. But the Miami Dolphins in possession with the 4-point lead, trying to keep that ball. This is where they want to keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. Don't let him back on the field.
Yeah, that would be a good thought. And the one thing, if you really wanted to be bold, if you're Joe Philbin, Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, Dom Capers going to be loading up the box to stop this run. If you took a shot to Mike Wallace, you'd have that one-on-one outside. Would be very bold, but it might be worth the shot with the backup corners in there for the Green Bay Packers.
There's Aaron Rodgers, who saw his lead evaporate. And the injured cornerback, Sam Shields, number 37. Tramon Williams, number 38, out of the game with injuries. Huge losses. Two starting cornerbacks for the Packers. One of the replacement, Devon House. And we welcome you to South Florida. Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver. Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill throws it away as he was being chased out of the pocket on a second down play. This has been quite a game. The Packers on the opening drive of the game went 80 yards for a touchdown, took the lead, had the lead into the second half, but the Dolphins have had a tremendous run here in the second half with 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns. And right now, the Dolphins with a 24-20 lead and a 3rd and 9 as they try to maintain possession and keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. The Packers are out of timeouts.
Looks like Dom Capers going to dial up the pressure on this big 3rd down.
They keep it on the ground with no Sean Moreno. So the Dolphins go for the short run, maintain possession, don't take a chance, and now we'll punt it away.
I understand you want to have that clock tick, but the other side is you've got Aaron Rodgers on the other side who's going to get this ball with plenty of time, only up 4 points. This is a good football game, Sam.
Oh, it's been something special. Well, you see the numbers for Mr. Clutch Aaron Rodgers, who's playing in his 100th NFL game. Micah Hyde is back deep. The Dolphins are huddled up along the sideline, and they've called a timeout. Now here's what's happened here in the second half.
At Jarvis Landry, they bring the all-out blitz. Tannehill starts to get hot. Randall Cobb with Aaron Rodgers extending the play. The run's been working in the second half. Ryan Tannehill's been outstanding in this second half after a real rough first half. Really commend the young man for being able to come back, threw a couple of picks in the first half, and really has bounced back and been tremendous in the second half.
19 for 30 in the game. Ryan Tannehill. Aaron Rodgers 18 for 32. Aaron Rodgers has never won a game here in Florida. 0-3 in his career. Brandon Fields to punt it away.
All alone up there.
Some pressure, but he got it away. Micah Hyde takes it and heads back upfield. Couple of nice moves, gets to the 40-yard line. Good return by Micah Hyde. 41-yard punt, 17-yard return. Coming up next, it's America's Game of the Week. How about this one? Dallas and Seattle. Tony Romo, Russell Wilson. Dallas 4-1, Seattle 3-1. Pretty good.
It'll be one heck of a game. I know this, if you're going to beat Seattle, you've got to be able to run the football. Put a little chill on that rush, silence that home crowd. DeMarco Murray's doing it as well as anybody in this league.
He has got way more carries than anyone, 130 carries this season. That should be something special in the second game of our Fox NFL doubleheader. And don't forget on Fox Sports 1 tonight, Game 2, National League Championship Series. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers at the 40, no timeouts. He does have the 2-minute warning ahead of him. James Starks, the running back. They hand it to Starks. He cuts it back. Turns into a nice gain into Dolphins territory. Here's the 2-minute warning with 1:57 to go. And the Packers trailing 24-20. This has been one tough game here in Miami. Green Bay getting the early lead. The Dolphins coming back strong. And now the Dolphins with a 4-point lead with under 2 minutes remaining. And the Packers in Dolphins territory. What do you look for here, John?
Well, I think Green Bay's got to be able to protect Aaron Rodgers. Cameron Wake only has 1 sack, but he's been all over Aaron Rodgers. You got to help that right tackle, Brian Bulaga, out. A little chip from the back, tight end, giving a little chip, something to protect Rodgers and allow him to get the ball downfield.
Everybody out. Rodgers gets time, nobody open. Gets away from Vernon, drops it off to James Starks. Short pickup, but he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. He's out of bounds at the 47.
He got the time. Very impressive. This Miami defense has been all over these receivers and really stayed in this game. So tough to do because Aaron has an ability to extend the plays, but they've remained steadfast in their coverage. Impressive effort by this Miami defense.
They gave him a yard on the last play. It's 2nd and 9. Packers are out of timeouts. Rodgers sends everyone out, steps up, drops it off, incomplete. Well covered. He tried to get into Andrew Corliss, the tight end, but well covered by Philip Wheeler. So here comes 3rd down for the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers gets some time. They give a little chip on Cameron Wake. Bakhtiari holds up but cannot get down the ball downfield.
Rodgers has been sacked twice in the game. Once by Olivier Vernon, once by Cameron Wake. Here's 3rd and 9. Everyone out. Rodgers in trouble. And they've got him. Cameron Wake and Olivier Vernon get to Aaron Rodgers to take him down.
Unbelievable hustle play by TJ Lang, the right guard, to fall on this ball because this ball is out. Rodgers again, nothing downfield. Watch the ball out, but watch TJ Lang. Game's over if he doesn't hustle. This at least gives him a shot on 4th down.
This is it. They have to get to the 38-yard line, just across the 38 for a 1st down. And the Dolphins use a timeout. What are your thoughts there, John? They didn't have the right guys on the field?
Yeah, I think Kevin Coyle, Joe Philbin, you got to have it right. But that's not when you want to call a timeout. Green Bay was struggling. Fourth down and 10 to get the right play in. But the Dolphins obviously didn't have the right personnel, some miscommunication. They got the timeout. And I tell you, this defense has been incredible. Early in the game, Green Bay just owned the time of possession. They stayed with it. They kept the game close, 10-3 at half. And in the second half, we're seeing Aaron Rodgers having time, but now no one downfield. They're really covering well.
I think that's been the most impressive thing, that the downfield coverage by the Dolphins has been outstanding.
I think Kevin Coyle's been really good. A good mix of zone, man-to-man, pressure, no pressure. He's keeping Aaron Rodgers as good as he is off balance.
Well, the Green Bay Packers, you saw the winning streak, 8 straight wins in October, 14 of their last 15 games played in October. They've won, but that's in jeopardy is the Dolphins, who are really trying to believe in themselves. I think they have a little belief, this would raise it, that they can make the playoffs in this AFC East.
We talked about it in the open. Joe Philbin said this is a great measuring stick. I think they've measured out very well.
Here it is. 4th and 10. Rodgers gets time, he throws, he finds Jordy Nelson. And Nelson stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line, but it's a first down for the Packers. How about that?
Unbelievable. Jordy Nelson, Brink Grimes has been doing such a good job. But Aaron Rodgers gets pressure right up in his face, gonna back up and make a laser throw down the field. Heat in his face, you just can't do it any better. And Aaron Rodgers shows why he's regarded as the elite of the elite.
An 18-yard pickup on a 4th and 10. Now at the 30-yard line with a minute to go and no timeouts. Starks the running back. Everybody out. Here they come. Rodgers gets rid of it off the hands of James Starks. Jimmy Wilson, the safety with a blitz around the corner. Almost got to Aaron Rodgers.
Kevin Coyle, the defensive coordinator, continuing to do a nice job. 4-man rush. Here comes the pressure. Aaron Rodgers has to flush, but Jimmy Wilson, the nickel cornerback, makes him throw it a little earlier than he wants. He puts it on James Starks, but he can't quite bring it in.
2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line. 53 seconds remaining. Rodgers throws, and it's incomplete. Jordy Nelson, that time couldn't hold on. Nelson has 9 catches in the game.
Sam, I think it's really interesting. You've got tired players on both sides. You can see it. These guys are huffing and puffing. Who can keep that concentration? Jimmy Johnson used to say, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Who can withstand that fatigue and make the plays to win this game?
Nelson has been targeted 16 times in this game. It's the 4th time this season he's had at least 9 catches. Rodgers being rushed. Got rid of it to James Starks. He's got the first down. And now it's hurry up time with the clock running.
Got to have the touchdown.
Rodgers is calling a play. He's not spiking the football. Everybody out. Outside, the catch made, but the clock continues to run. The catch by Randall Cobb down at the 15.
Now you got to get the spike to at least give yourself an opportunity to get to that end zone. Rodgers not. Here comes the spike. The fake spike.
He throws to Adams. And Davante Adams is pulled out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
How about that? In the home of Dan Marino, he pulls the Marino.
There it is.
He had me. I told you the spike was coming. He fakes it. Davante Adams, the rookie, all alone, and takes it all the way to the 5-yard line. Look at him get small in there. Wow. Dan Marino's in the house.
6 seconds remaining. 1st and goal for the Packers And now the Dolphins use another timeout. And that is their final timeout, right down to the final second. What a ball game.
And you know what? Both teams are saying thank you, Lord, for that timeout because they are tired.
Coming up after our game on the State Farm Game Break, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have all the scores, all the highlights from around the league. They'll get you ready for America's Game of the Week, Dallas at Seattle. And this has been quite a day. We'll see the Packers again next week in Green Bay, home against Carolina. Carolina fought their way back in Cincinnati, but now trailing 34-31 to the Bengals late in that game.
Now here's the challenge. You're Kevin Coyle, the defensive coordinator, Joe Philbin. How do you defense Aaron Rodgers here? I think you got to bring pressure. You know, and that leaves a one-on-one, but you're going to have to rely on those corners. You've got to put pressure, force it to get out of his hand. Otherwise, he's so adept at extending the play, and it's hard to cover for that long down here. So I think you've got to bring the pressure, and your cornerbacks have to stand up.
And with Aaron Rodgers, he can go any one different ways. Devontae Adams has had a big game. Randall Cobb is reliable, and of course, there's Jordy Nelson.
They're keeping their tight end a lot to help protect with Cameron Wake and Olivier Vernon. That's one less receiver that can get out.
Just inside the 5-yard line. 6 seconds remaining. Here it is.
Showing pressure.
They pick it up. The pass. Touchdown! Andrew Quarles, the tight end. With 3 seconds left, Aaron Rodgers hits Andrew Quarles, and the Packers take the lead.
Corliss has been staying in most of this game, helping out with the pass rushers. Mike McCarthy makes an adjustment. He wants that favorable matchup. He gets it against the linebacker, Philip Wheeler, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't hesitate on the money to Corliss, who brings it in.
11 plays, 60 yards. They gave Aaron Rodgers a chance. They got the ball back, and look at that. The quarterback and the coach. Wow. The Packers have the lead. 27-24 with 3 seconds left.
You know, you have the feeling like Miami couldn't have done anything else. They played him about as well as you can play him. Here's the matchup. Corliss on the linebacker. Wheeler, look at that ball. I mean, you can't throw it any better. And Corliss just concentrates, brings it in, and that's why Aaron Rodgers is such an outstanding player. The big moments, he thrives.
3 touchdown passes in the game for Aaron Rodgers, 10 in the last 3 games, and 15 for the season. And Corliss with his second. And there's that fake spike play. You loved it, John.
Hey, Dan Marino, the Dolphins in Dan Marino's house. I don't know if that's legal, but no, it worked.
He may have looked up at Dan and said, you think this is the time to use it?
I tell you what, though. Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy, outstanding effort. And I think if you're the Miami Dolphins, there's no such thing as moral victories.
No.
But they played their tails off today. They gave it everything they had. And if you're looking at this as a measuring stick, I think they should feel good about themselves moving forward.
There's positives for sure to take out of this game. The second half that the Dolphins played offensively was terrific. And defensively, up until that last drive, they had done some good things, made some big plays in the first half especially. So now, Mason Crosby kicks it off. The ball is taken by the Dolphins. They take a knee. They want 1 play.
You know, Sam, I go back That drive never happens. If within that drive there was the fumble for Aaron Rodgers, TJ Lang hustled his tail off to get on that ball, or that drive never happens. The little things that Aaron Rodgers gets all the credit. TJ Lang may have saved this game for the Green Bay Packers. And here it is, the fumble. Watch TJ Lang come out of nowhere. It looks like the Dolphins are going to find it. TJ Lang comes in. They live to see another down. And Aaron Rodgers, you give him more opportunities, he's going to make you pay.
From the 26-yard line, the last play of the game. Provided there's not a penalty. Tannehill throwing short to Jarvis Landry, shovels it back to Brian Hartline, throws it back to the quarterback Tannehill across the field to Lamar Miller, and look at Miller. And the ball drops, and that's going to do it. The Packers have it, and the game is over. In a wild ball game, there's a wild finish, and the Green Bay Packers defeat the Miami Dolphins 27-24. Let's go to the studio to Kurt Menefee.